Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. And today, as usual, we're gonna continue with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. It's gonna be the second part of the third chapter of the fifth book. So let's get started. Hence the just, since it requires equal shares for equal people, is in some way proportionate. For proportion is special to number as a whole, not only to numbers consisting of abstract units, since it is equally of ratios and requires at least four terms. Now divided proportion clearly requires four terms, but so does continuous proportion, since here we use one term as two and mention it twice. If, for instance, line A is to line B as B is to C, B is mentioned twice, and so if B is introduced twice, the terms in the proportion will be 4. The just also requires at least 4 terms with the same ratio between the pairs, since the people A and B and the items C and D involved are divided in the same way. Term C then is to term D as A is to B. A is to B. And taking them alternately, B is to D as A is to C. You got it? Hence, there will also be the same relation of whole A and C to whole B and D. This is the relation in which the distribution pairs them, and it pairs them justly if this is how they are combined. Hence, the combination of term A and A with C and of B with D is the just in distribution, and this way of being just is intermediate, whereas the unjust is contrary to the proportionate. For the proportionate is intermediate, and the just is proportionate. This is the sort of proportion the mathematicians call geometrical, since in geometrical proportion the relation of whole to whole is the same as the relation of each part to each part. But this proportion involved injustice is not continuous, since there is no single term above the person and the item. The just then is the proportionate, and the unjust is the contraproportionate. Hence, in an unjust action, one term becomes more and the other less, and this is indeed how it turns out in practice, since the one doing injustice has more of the good and the victim has less. But in evil, the ratio is reversed, since the lesser evil compared to the greater counts as a good. For the lesser evil is more choiceworthy than the greater. What is choiceworthy is good, and what is more choiceworthy is a greater good. This then is the first species of the just. Alright, guys, so we've done with another chapter, and we're gonna continue tomorrow with the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session. Hope you enjoyed the journey. See you tomorrow. Bye.